Hello, everybody. So, for my cost accumulation consulting engagement project, I decided to use my friend's dad business called Diaversa Builders Incorporated. And what that business does is residential and commercial contracting. It is a smaller business and it is solely owned by my friend's dad, Ralph Diaversa. And because it is a smaller business, he kind of steers away from a lot of aggressive advertising campaigns and other marketing campaigns. He solely operates on word of mouth and referrals. And I not only think that's a good testament to how he treats his customers, but also it sheds a light on how he actually runs the business. Now, as far as the costing system, the cycle starts when Mr. Diversa will actually go to the site and do an in-home estimate. And when he gives you that potential client the estimate, there's two factors on that. One is the materials needed to complete the job, and the second is the labor or time needed to complete the job. After the in-home estimate, he'll go home and he'll enter that into his computer in his in-home office. Now, one thing that he did not account for in that process is a predetermined rate for overhead. And when I did ask him about what the overhead was for his business, he gave me a lot of factors such as the depreciation of the vehicle, the wear and tear, and lots of other things as well, such as insurances and permits. But he doesn't use a rate applied per job for that overhead, although he does think that overhead is too high. Now, there's some problems with that. The burden of that overhead, it's not applied appropriately, so that's why he's thinking that it's just so high. The depreciation of the tools that he uses, he doesn't account for that. He just will simply just go and buy another tool whenever one breaks. So he's incurring those costs at different points in the business cycle. So, and he also doesn't track the labor of his assistant. He has his son, his name is Josh, who will step in and do some of the backup work whenever times do get busy. However, he doesn't track that cost and apply it. He just uses Josh whenever he is needed. Now, some way he can improve that cost system is, as far as that truck expenses go for the overhead, I think using the least squares regression would be a good way because we can use the fixed or A to be the wear and tear or the depreciation. And then we can also use the variable rate, such as the gas miles, mileage put on, and other factors to get that. I also think that computing a predetermined overhead rate per job would help offset those costs and have them be a little more precise in where they are being applied. I also think that using a job cost sheet would be valuable because not only can you use that predetermined overhead rate per job, but you can also track the hours for the labor. Not only can Mr. Diaversa keep track of his hours, but also for Josh's hours. I think that would be very helpful. My recommendations would be to, again, monitor that labor more closely so that way when Josh is needed in those projects, it can be accounted for and that cost can be incurred by the client. Also accounting for those miles put on the van. So by using that wear and tear and plus the mileage and the gas expenses and tolls for the variable expenses, using the least squares regression, I think that would be advantageous. And then also just linking the whole job together in that cost sheet. I think that would be very helpful too, because right now he's only using a software where he doesn't get to allocate that overhead. I think using that would definitely benefit him. Thank you.